Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. This is Jasmine with Ethereal Pathways. If you're coming back, thank you for joining me again. I am going to do a channel collective message and just see what comes out, what you need to know for your highest and greatest good at this time. Take what resonates for you and leave what does not for somebody else, because I do channel for a large collective. So some messages that words of confirmation, whatever, may come through for you and some may come through for somebody else. And you can watch this at any time after I post it. Doesn't matter, it's timeless. So if you were pulled to this message for some reason, there's probably a message in here for you. I've already said some prayers and cleansed the area with some Palo Santo. I was having a little bit of camera difficulties with doing this on Riverside, and been trying to test this out a little bit more, kind of getting back to it, because the storage on my phone keeps getting full, and I've been trying to transfer files off of it to try to get more storage on there. So I can't really record anything on my phone longer than like 30 minutes and it cuts off. So kind of what I'm dealing with. So I'm trying this Riverside thing again. So I hope it works well. I'm going to just see what comes through, but the whole thing with the glitches in the communication, that's something that is being pulled to my attention. So some of you may be having some issues communicating your truth or communicating period to somebody, or whatever it is on a platform. I feel like somebody's been dealing with that. Maybe it's some self-worth issues and throat chakra cleansing, clearing that needs to happen, or you're working on right now. So I don't think that was a coincidence. Again, I don't think when these things happen, especially during a reading or when I'm trying to do reading, I don't think that that's a coincidence. I think that there's some interference there. Some of you may be, getting some interference with trying to communicate with somebody. So yeah, again, everything happens for a reason. So I think there's probably a message there for somebody. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and just take a moment to meditate really quietly and see what signs of confirmation come through and what other messages come through for the collective at this time. And at the end, I probably will, pull some oracles as I'm guided. Hearing freedom. And with that song, Freedom, I think was that George Michael that sang that? Like I heard the word and then I heard the song being sang in my head. You got to give more than take, or something like that. There's something about that in that song where you're setting yourself free from no longer over giving to people, places, and things that are not evenly reciprocated, that are taking more than receiving, that you never get enough of your energy, your time, your love. You just never feel good enough for them. You know what I mean? Like you're setting yourself free is kind of what I'm getting with this message here. I'm writing this down. Spirit. Now I'm seeing a peace dove, like a white dove. Can symbolize, purity, peace. You're bringing your peace back into your life, making that your priority. Peace and tranquility. So, yeah. And purity. So, some of you have been guided to purify yourselves, sexually, physically, mentally, emotionally, from relationships, toxic relationships, or anything that was taking away your peace at this time. And that's good. I think some of you have been working on that and you're setting yourself free. And that's good. I don't know why I'm hearing Matchbox, but I heard symbols. And I don't think this is the symbols like you play. This is symbols that you see. So some of you may start seeing or have been seeing certain symbols you come across in your life and you're like, why do I keep seeing these things? Maybe look them up. like Google them. I mean, you can ask Spirit too to show you and guide you and give you the answer, but you can also Google them. And sometimes there's messages there that I get. If like I see a symbol and I don't know why I keep seeing this and I don't know what it is, I'll look it up, and it's pretty interesting what you get sometimes with that. I've had some of that stuff directly correlate with the stuff I've been going through and being guided to, do in my life. And I mean, I don't know why, I just heard alchemy. So some of you are alchemist, magician, card, and tarot. Some of you are alchemist. And if you don't know what that means, that's basically you're transmuting energy. You're energy transmuters. Your energy will cleanse entire areas that you'll go into, or I just heard project your consciousness too. I don't know, but that's kind of what I just heard. Again, take it if it resonates, like I always say. But some of you are energy alchemists, and also like when you're going through something very painful, a death, and a transformation and a transition from one phase to another in your life. It could be the end of a marriage or a job, a change in a phase in your life. You can take that pain from whatever that destruction that happened, the tower moment, in that transition, and you can alchemize it to bring it for good for yourself and for others, and transmute that pain into purpose, into power and help and assistance and love. And so to help yourself, not just yourself grow, but help others. So you're transmuting what you would deem as negative emotions or a negative experience and pain into purpose. Spirit. I just heard marriage. And divine union. This divine union is not just what some here would probably consider like a twin flame or divine counterpart situation. This is the inner union between the spiritual and the divine and your physical, yourself. This is what I'm getting, more of that kind of union. So you're coming into inner union, a lot of you, by doing the work and focusing on your self-love and growing in that. You're taking your pain from, past relationship pain, being rejected, whatever, and you're pouring that love into yourself, and you're gaining freedom from that alchemization, and you're freeing others as well through that. You're turning that into something that can help free others and help them. But it all stems from this divine union, inner union, is what I'm getting. The marriage of the divine with the physical, your body, your soul. So I just heard rose water. Some of you may be guided to either make rose water for yourself, or I think you can buy it, but I make my own rose water. I just get the rose essence, and again, you can make it different ways, but some of you may be guided to use some rose water for cleansing and raising your vibration. I actually just did that this evening with my shower. There's something with this purity, with that rose water. It's purifying your aura and your auric field and your connection with the divine. And salt water. Is important too for cleansing and grounding. So you may be guided to do that. Take a saltwater bath, go into the sea, whatever. That's something that may resonate for some of you to do that at this time. Spirit, what other messages do you have? Hearing the names Angela, Terry, two different names. Alejandro. I'm getting Mary Magdalene. Maybe working with you at this time. Maybe feeling that Christ consciousness energy around you. And maybe you feel tied to Mary Magdalene strongly at this time, and maybe she's working with you. That would make a lot of sense with the rose. Was that the Sisters of the Rose? Yeah, that would make a lot of sense with that rose water. I just saw that. Why? I'm hearing this one. I'm just going to write it down. Station 22. Again, take it if it resonates for you. Use your intuition with these messages. San Andreas. I'm seeing somebody hang gliding in the sky. I just heard material wealth and success. Some of you are working on building your material wealth and success by transitioning. You're making this transition and changing your belief patterns, and like another death and rebirth. You're shedding off the old skin. You're letting go of this old negative limiting belief patterns that you're not worthy, you're not good enough, that your parents had. It was ancestral patterns. And you're being guided through this process at this time, and or you're going to be guided through that process if you haven't started doing that already, to let go of these limiting belief patterns and these subconscious thoughts. It's the subconscious, the moon coming through very heavy right now, for a lot of us in the collective. I feel like this is for a collective, and we're being guided through this process to let go of our old self, let go and shed that skin of our old belief patterns in ourselves, of our abilities, of lack, really, and start switching into that. Positive affirmations are important. Use positive affirmations. You can also do subliminal positive affirmations, like listen to at night when you're sleeping, things like that, behind like vibrational, like singing sound bowls or something like that. I don't know, it's something like that coming through that you can listen to, positive affirmation subliminals behind certain meditative soundtracks or sound soundtracks. So maybe look that up. I'm sure there's probably some free ones on YouTube that you can find. I've actually listened to some of those overnight sleeping, playing on my phone. Then I feel like I've woke up a lot clear-headed and more confident in things. So it does, I believe, help. There have been some studies that think about that, about the subliminal positive affirmations. When I say that, it's you can't hear it, the spoken words. It's behind meditative tracks, soundtracks. So you may be guided to use that to reprogram your subconscious belief patterns. And it'll take time, but speaking them and catching yourself in the act of, when you're telling somebody, I don't have the money for that or something like that, you need to catch yourself before you say that, before you, speak it, or even after you speak it. Just erase it and say, or universe, erase that. I have plenty of money for all my needs, things like that. That's kind of thing I've been working on, I know. And I feel like we're all being guided to work on that at this time, to change those patterns. Anything else, Spirit? Any other signs of confirmation for people before we go to oracles? I don't know why I'm hearing Firestone. I don't know if that's the song Firestone by Kygo or if that's an actual stone. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. But Firestone. Regina, the name came through. Spirit. Gosh, my nose is itching. Oh, it just happened out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on, guys. So sorry. My nose is itching so bad out of nowhere. I think that's a sign. Okay, what else, Spirit? I'm gonna have to look that up and see what that means spiritually. You know how they say, like, your ears are burning, somebody's talking about you, or your hands itching, your palms itching, you're getting money, I don't know. I'm probably going to look that up, though. I'm getting something about a birthday party, so that may be a sign for somebody that this is your message. Maybe you're planning a birthday party, you had a recent birthday, you're planning one for somebody. I'm hearing that song, Eye in the Sky. Is that the Alan Parsons Project? I think. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I am the eye in the sky, looking at you. I can read your mind. I am the maker of rules. Yeah, that song. I think that's who sings it. So there may be something in that song, the lyrics, go look up the lyrics, because it's talking about watching somebody. And that came out in, I think, yesterday's reading, maybe the one before that, maybe the day before that, where, you're being watched. So somebody's being watched. And also, it's talking about control. So they're watching and trying to control things by not maybe coming forward, speaking their truth or whatever. But there's something in there with those lyrics of that song that may resonate for somebody. So again, take it if it resonates, you go look it up. I just heard Black Project. I don't want to go there, but okay, I'm just going to write that down. That may resonate for somebody. Don't want to go. I just got cougar for somebody. And I don't think this is the cougar, that older woman dating a younger guy. That just popped in my head, but no, I don't think that's what this is. More like an animal totem. So anyway, I know some of you probably went there in your mind, but no, this is like what I'm getting is like an animal totem. Maybe looked up the spiritual meaning of cougar and what that means. I'll be working with that energy right now, my animal totem. And bear. I'm seeing like a black bear. may resonate for somebody. Hmm. I don't know why I'm just getting mission bell. Any other sign, Spirit, before I go to oracles? I just heard of a pharaoh. Hopscotch. I'm getting the color brown, maybe significant. But when I was kind of reading into that, I'm getting more earthy, like dirt, like grounding, a groundedness. So maybe got ground more in the earth. Stay grounded at this time. Okay. So I'm gonna pull some of these messages here. Oops. All right, Spirit, what signs of confirmation and the other messages that the collective needs to have at this time? Oop. Out of these cards, that one's wanting to stick out, but hopefully they don't land on the floor. You see how big these thick cards are in my hands. I've ordered some smaller cards that I can handwrite on. They should be here tomorrow. So I gotta work on those when they get here. Because these are kind of hard for me, my little hands to shuffle. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time out of this deck? Try to shuffle it. Okay, that's too many. See what I mean? Just stuff falls out. Okay. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time? For this message, signs of confirmation that this is their message. Anything. Oh, Tiger's Eye. You may be guided to work with Tiger's Eye for protection at this time. Stone of protection. Spirit, what other signs, messages do you have out of this deck for the collective that they need to hear at this time? What other signs do you... Oh, there's like 3. Whoa. Pay attention to your dreams. You may be getting signs, symbols, synchronicities in dreams. There may be messages there for you. Again, use your intuition and your connection with the divine. Ask for clarity of what certain things mean. Take baby steps. So some of you are taking baby steps on this new beginning that you're encountering. I feel like a lot of you are starting new and starting a new phase of your life, going through a death and rebirth. Somebody is not feeling good enough. And this could be for you or somebody else that is maybe not coming forward to speak to you. But you could be feeling this way too, because I feel like that's kind of what I was picking up on here, that the changing of your lack mindset, and that stems from a feeling of not being good enough, not worthy. So that will probably resonate for you if you've been feeling that way and been battling that mindset and trying to let go of it. Addictions are affecting the situation. So this could be addictions to anything like, toxic beliefs, toxic relationships. Take it as it resonates, other toxic substances, I'm just going to say. even codependency, is an addiction. Food, whatever, alcohol, whatever it is. But yeah, it's saying that addictions are affecting the situation with you trying to move forward. So maybe take, a look at what, you've been battling, what you feel like, and, ask Spirit to guide you and show you where you've got some addictions there. It could be social media, it could be the phone, staying on it too much, not connecting more, to your higher, whoa, that just flipped out, more to your higher self. I am grieving. So some of you are grieving the loss of the old you. That's something that I was definitely picking up on, and not just grieving an old version of yourself. You're grieving the loss of the old you and those people that came with the old you that you're probably letting go of. A lot of old people, relationships that no longer resonate for you as being truth, as being right, feeling right. You're laying boundaries. You're being healthy now. You're setting healthier boundaries with yourself and others for your time and your love and your money and your attention. And you're trying to get back to, starting to build wealth for yourself. And, you grieve. That is a process that we go through in the death and transformation transition that we go through, that death and rebirth, the phoenix rising. We grieve a version of our old self. There is times that you will find yourself sad and crying, and it's for the old version of you. So that some of you may be going through that. I just got goosebumps, so that's a sign of confirmation. Keeping secrets or hidden information. Some of you could have been having somebody keep secrets or hidden information from you. Again, take it if it resonates. Anything else, Spirit? Any other signs of confirmation for the collective at this time? Out of this deck. Oh! Ooh! Just barely caught that. That's a couple of them. Gaslighting, maybe something that you were being, guided away from in a relationship. Maybe you're being gaslit by people. There's a father wound. Again, take what resonates for you. Some people may resonate as having a father wound. You may have lost a father. Atlantis or Lemuria ties, ancient Atlantis and Lemuria, you may feel that resonates for you. You may feel like that's from a past life, that you might be tied to that. Any other signs, Spirit, for this collective before I go to another deck? Any other signs, Spirit? Well, that was way too many. And some fall on the ground. This is why I'm getting smaller ones. Oh, that was the one that... It went all the way across. Okay. Yeah, these are a little bit too big for my hands. But hey, I'm making them work, right? So, all right. Maybe let's pull two more. Spirit, what other signs of confirmation out of this deck that you want this collective to see for signs of confirmation? Anything that they need to know? Solar plexus chakra, that's that not feeling worthy or good enough that some of you are working through right now. Some of you are working into your life purpose and starting to get that started and get it going. You may be coming up against obstacles and things may be slowing down, and that's because you're being called to let go of this old version of yourself that's holding you back from achieving that abundance and that wealth. And that's, even something I'm going through. Another death and rebirth of grieving the old version of you that, no longer resonates. You're being pushed to move past these blockages that has even kept your ancestors before you blocked from abundance and happiness. So you're going to be a generational curse breaker. Some of you are. So take it if it resonates. Giving up. Some of you are thinking about giving up on a dream, on something. And you're being called to not give up because this is something that you're being called to work. Oh, I just got goosebumps. So yeah, that's a sign of confirmation. You're being called to push through this. Another death and rebirth. Like I'm feeling like when I say push, it's like the labor pains of, I can't do this. When mother's in labor and she's doing a natural labor, she feels like she can't do it, a lot of times because it's so painful and it's hard. Pushing through to birth that new version of yourself is not easy. Letting go of those old negative limiting mind beliefs, the negative patterns, addictions even, are not going to be easy. But You can do it. You got to believe in yourself, and you are worth it. You are worth it. And you've got to believe that, though. Some of you may be guided to wear more yellow or gold for solar plexus. Work on building up your muscles in your solar plexus area. Maybe do deep breathing exercises from your lower diaphragm. Grid workers, some of you may resonate as grid workers. Maybe you feel like you feel guided to certain areas, to travel to certain areas for some reason. And again, it's just, some of you, it's just the frequency you need to be there to shift the frequency in the area with your aura and your energy. So some of you may be guided to do more than that, but some of you may resonate as grid workers. One more spirit or a couple more, if you have more out of this deck. Messages that they need to know. Oh my goodness, that was a lot. Can we please get 2 more? Please and thank you. That was a lot. All right, any other signs, spirit, for this collective out of this deck? Oh, sensual. Oh, I just heard that might be an addiction for somebody. I just heard that. So I can't say that word here on this platform, but somebody may be dealing with that. Might be one of your addictions that you're trying to break. New beginnings, starting something new. This is what I was saying. Thank you, Spirit, for signs of confirmation. Thank you. So this is what I'm getting. Some of you are going through another death and rebirth, and you're being called to move into your life purpose, but you got to you got to let go of the old version of you, the old ways you thought, the old addictions, the things that you're being pushed to move past, that's been holding you back from living the life that you deserve, living what you want, your dream life, and moving in your life purpose to feel fulfilled, to help people. Some of you want to help people, and you've known that like all your life that you're supposed to help people, and maybe you were doing it in toxic ways by, overgiving to people, not laying healthy boundaries because, you had to build that relationship with yourself and heal that relationship with yourself first. So you knew what healthy boundaries were. Maybe you came from a toxic environment as a child and you don't know what a healthy relationship looks like, and you're trying to learn to get that for yourself, by seeking guidance and things. And, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to help people with. Always use your own intuition, though. Always build that relationship with the divine yourself, I say, first. Like, don't believe everything people tell you out there, but, this is why I do this, though. I help people with their transformations with, that's what I want to do with, starting to learn how to guide, trust their own intuition through signs that I give here and messages that you may be already feeling guided to do. And this is just a sign of confirmation for you. That's what I'm here for. Any others? Okay. Oh, that one just... I think that's it for that deck here. So what else, Spirit? Which one? Oops. One just fell down. So yeah, that's what I'm getting with this big time. Okay, any other signs? Which deck? I've got a few decks here. I've got a new Oracle deck coming, I think tomorrow too, that I'm excited about. I wanted to try. I just heard spirit messages, so we'll see what comes out of that. And I'm feeling Akashic too. Akashic truth. Excuse me. All right, Spirit, what signs? Oh wow, there's 2 of them right there. It just came right out. Here we go. When a door doesn't open, don't waste your energy trying to make it open. It's closed for a reason. You are being redirected to something far bigger and better. Endings are part of the cycle of life. Yes, that's thank you, Spirit. I just got goosebumps again. That's this death and rebirth. You're being guided away and redirected to a new path. So count those as blessings and look at it from a positive point of view. That's what you're being asked to do. And I just got goosebumps again. Endings are part of the cycle of life. They make way for wonderful new beginnings and opportunities. So trust the redirection. Trust where the doors are being closed, that you're not meant to be there with those people or whatever it is. When there are questions you need assistance with, go inward. That's what I'm saying. You need to go inward and build that relationship with yourself. That's what, thank you, Spirit, for the sign of confirmation. Meditate on the question. Ask for our help also. This is Spirit saying these messages. Then trust your intuition as most often the answer and guidance will be delivered to you intuitively. We are with you always. So that's what I'm saying. You're being guided to go inward, build that relationship with yourself, with your higher self, with the divine, and strengthen that connection, because you're going to be guided to go with the flow of the Holy Spirit. You're going to be guided to not go with your ego mind. You're going to be now guided to go with the new way of the new earth, where you're being guided intuitively, and you rely solely on that connection with your higher self and the divine in order to know where you're going, what you're doing, what you need to do, who you need to talk to. Oh, this one just flipped over right here. Let go of the old. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Spirit. I just got goosebumps again. Let go of the old and make way for the new. You may find yourself being distracted by random thoughts. Yep, that's these old thought patterns you got to let go of. Fears or doubts. See? That's that solar plexus. The lack of worthiness wound. Father wound things. You're being guided to help rebuild that within yourself. Balance that out and heal that, so your masculine can help protect you and guide you and root and ground you into action, and you build that connection with the divine. So don't allow yourself to be governed by them. Simply observe and choose to take aligned actions and choices. So that's exactly confirmation of the message. Thank you, Spirit. Do we want one more from this or another from, okay. I'm going to take one more from this one. Any other sign, Spirit? What messages do you have out of this deck? One more, please, and thank you. Keep moving forward, even if you are unsure of your next step or where it may take you. Trust that you are walking the path you are meant to walk. Remember, we are walking it with you. Trust yourself more. Thank you, Spirit. More signs of confirmation for trusting in yourself, your higher self, and your connection with Spirit. Build that relationship with yourself. Feel that quietness. And I know it's so uncomfortable sometimes. You want to be distracted. You don't like, it's uncomfortable sometimes to sit with yourself and to build that relationship. Be still with yourself and, listen. It's uncomfortable if you're not used to it, and it's hard. Okay, so let's feel guided to pull here from the Akashic Truth Oracle. Oh, and there goes my sleeve again. Knocking. That's okay. I'll get it later. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collect? That's from my sleeves. From the collective at this time. Messages they need to know out of this Akashic Truth Oracle deck. What messages do you have for the collective at this time? Take a chance. These are a little dark. It's time to step outside your comfort zone. The world is waiting for you to take a chance. When you do, you'll be rewarded with newfound confidence and enthusiasm, and will begin to attract new results. Yep. And I think that goes along basically with, just working past your fears of self-doubt, lack of worth. Am I good enough? I don't know if I can do this. You got to work through that. You trust yourself. Build that relationship with yourself. Just keep moving forward. Don't stop. So I'm saying some of you are thinking about giving up. And you're being guided to go within. Build that relationship with yourself again and that connection with the divine. Talk to the divine. Tell them how you're feeling. And then listen. Don't just talk. Listen. That's the important part, is listening. And building that relationship and that connection with your higher self and the divine, and getting that guidance, and knowing they're not going to make you feel like giving up. They're going to help you, encourage you to keep going. That's what you're being guided to do. You are worth it. You're being guided to continue going because you're worth it. You have something to offer people that they need. You do, and you need to believe that. Oh, woo! There goes two of them. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Okay, we have Judgment. You have the benefit of good fortune, and if you use your wise judgment, you can do anything in this place. You can reach new heights. You should act on your potential when you see this pattern, since what your plant will grow. Okay. You're about to experience a spectacular ascent. Raccoons may be significant. Maybe you feel like somebody has been mysterious and hiding out wearing a mask. Maybe you're wearing a mask, or you have been wearing a mask, and you're being called to be your authentic self, to be true, shine your light. Help others, shine your true soul self, be vulnerable. Process. Yellow butterflies. You may be seeing yellow butterflies as a sign of synchronicity. Look at that. It's like the dawn of a new era. That's like a new beginning. That just came through to me on that message. That's what I got from that. Process. It's time to put those long cherished ideas into action. You will soon come into contact with the appropriate individuals, circumstances, and resources. Eventually, you will experience joy as well as brand new opportunities. Trust in the process. That's what part of this death and rebirth, the letting go of the old and walking in faith, not by sight, building that relationship with the divine and the Holy Spirit, learning to listen to the divine guidance in your higher self, and then they're guiding you to keep moving forward. Don't stop. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on those dreams. You're being guided to move forward. Oh, I just got goosebumps. You're being guided to move forward. Anything else, Spirit? I'm getting a water sign energy, by the way, and air sign. That's just what's coming through to me right now. Air sign and water sign. Like Cancer, real heavy for some reason. And air sign. What air sign? I don't know. What else, Spirit? What else out of this deck does the collective need to know at this time? This is the Cosmic Insights. I have only used this a couple of times. This is kind of new for me. What other Spirit? Any other signs that collective needs to know at this time? If I can get it back in my hand here. From this deck. Distance. You and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant. And that could be what's letting go of what no longer resonates for you. Is what I'm getting with that one. And you're also, okay, that just came through too. So you and your old self are leaving behind a past version of you. That is also you and your partner. But that's also could be for yourself too, by the way. Let go. That's what I'm hearing. Let go of these old thought patterns and these beliefs, but also let go of the old people that no longer resonate for you. Make room for the new beginning. Again, a lot of you are on new beginnings, on a death and rebirth path. Make room for the new beginning. It's on its way to you now. So I hope that spoke to you, that gave you some signs of confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. If you will, please like, comment, subscribe. You can even hit the share button and copy the link. You don't have to share it. It does help me. And I'll try to post these pictures of these cards that came out on my community page on YouTube, so you can check it out there and research some of the stuff that came out for spiritual meanings. That you may find some messages in there for you, I'm hearing. So, but I'll post that as well. But yeah, please, like, comment, subscribe as you're guided. If you want to help the channel grow. I am new, but I am growing. And I really appreciate any and all support that you provide for this channel. I leave you in love and light. Have a great day or evening. Bye.